Hello everybody, Shadow here, and welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel 2. Last time, we freed Roer. So, we've got to find Lind to recruit her. I can't remember what store she was working at. Let's see, where was she working? I know it wasn't the bar. Oh, there's Celine down there. No, I want that. I don't need to talk to Celine right now. Maybe later. There's Emma. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't come along with us. General goods, maybe? Hey, they're both here. Ah, hello, Reen. Ah, hello, Reen. Can we not do this just for today? I feel like I should just wear a shirt that says, I'm sorry about her, or something. Aw, come on. I'm just having a bit of fun with my two best pals. Besides, it's been so long since we've seen each other that she probably missed all the teasing. Really? I'm just so happy to see you again. I was so worried this whole time. I never should have left you alone like that. You must have been really scared. I'm so sorry. I should be the one saying that. Oh no, here comes the tears. Oh, you're such a dummy, Lind. There. It's great to see the two of you back together again. Reen, we owe you so much. We might not have ever seen it. We might not have ever seen each other again if it weren't for Class 7 and the Courageous. Now it's time for me to return the favor by joining the crew and doing all I can to help out. You better, since I'm gonna keep spicing up your lives as the ship's sexy. Oh no, sorry. I read that even less bad than it is actually. As the ship's sexiness officer. I thought it just said sexiest officer. That's not a... I don't think any airship... That's... nothing, never mind. I know you're trying to joke to cover up the fact that you're crying, but it's really not working. There's a mower outside! I hope you can't hear that. Boo. Fine, let's just get on that ship. Follow me, I'll show you the way. Alright then. Thanks again, Reen. We'll see you later, okay? See you on board. Alright. So that should be our last thing. We're gonna spend time with Emma, because I love Emma. Emma's so cool. The city's so amazing that I almost can't take it all in. It's not so much a different city as it is a different world. Nothing is familiar. I know a lot of our classmates feel this way, but I grew up in such a rural area I can hardly believe what I'm looking at. Yeah, I felt the same way the first time I was here. It's a far cry from Ymir, that's for sure. Still, while you're here, why not walk around and take in the sights? It's a bit intimidating, but there's a lot to see. That sounds like a fun idea. And Reen, I know it's hard, but I hope things get better for you soon. Thanks, Emma. I hope so too. Maybe she'd appreciate a guide. Roer is a big place and all. Sure. How about I give you a guided tour of the place? I've been here before, so I should be able to give you a decent one at least. Not a Lisa grade, but still. Are you sure you wouldn't mind? I'd love that. All right. What a strange sensation. The idea of a moving staircase is incredible, isn't it? True enough. This isn't the only one on the continent either. Oh no, surprised Erebonia. What's the big structure over there? An orbital generator, apparently. They provide the energy that this town and its factories need to work. Shut up, mower! I might have to take a short break after recording this episode. But honestly, by the time that this episode is over, they'll probably be done on the area outside of my window. Hopefully. If they're not, I'm gonna be upset. I've heard they have plans to make more of them too. Or at least they had plans. I'm guessing they've been put on hold until the Rhineford Company is fully reorganized again. It's amazing that technology like this actually exists. It's like magic in a way. True. Rain continued to show Emma around the city, focusing primarily on the things one couldn't find anywhere else. Eventually, their tour came to an end and they decided to stop for a rest. Okay. Phew. There's so much to take in here that my head's still spinning. Every time I thought I'd seen all there was to see, you led me to something else that was even more incredible. That's the same way I felt the first time I was here. It gets even more incredible when you realize that in a few decades, places like this could be the norm. You may be right, especially with the way technology is always advancing. It reminds me of something I read in a book once. It said, technology that is beyond the comprehension of the observer is indistinguishable from magic. That's one way to look at it, sure. But if that is the case, where does it leave witches like me? If people develop new technology, it's embraced with open arms, but our equally convenient magic is feared as heretical. Did I say that right? I don't know. That's why we're forced to live in the shadows, hiding both our existence and our powers away from the people. Is that the only reason we exist? To fulfill duties that nobody even knows about while the world leaves us behind? Sorry, Emma. I never realized you felt that way. No, not at all. I'm the one who should be sorry. I didn't mean to ramble at you like this. You're shouldering a far heavier burden than I am right now. Another person's worries are the last thing you need. Even more so when my duty as a witch is to support you. I'm sure Grandmother and Celine would be very annoyed at me right now. You don't have anything to be sorry for. And honestly, all your concerns make sense to me. I don't think anyone exists just to fulfill some arbitrary set of duties, especially you. You really think so? Sure, you're a witch, but that doesn't have to define who you are as a person. To us, you're Emma, our class president and our friend, who also just so happens to be a witch. Nobody gets to pick how they're born, but everyone deserves to choose how they want to live their life. I suppose you're right. So don't let being a witch force you into dedicating your life to fulfilling your duties or whatever. Focus on finding something that you want to do. We're all here to help you do that. You know that, right? You're not alone. I don't think anyone else in our class has figured out exactly how to live their life either. When you put it that way... There's no supposing about it, is there? You're right. Thank you, Reen. It might not be easy to find something I want to do for myself, but maybe it's time that I start thinking long and hard about it. If I run into any difficulties, though, you'll be the first person I come to for support. Whenever you need it, I'll be there. Alright. Very nice. Okay. Almost to level 5. Let's see. Who do we want to spend time with? That's the thing. I'm kind of tempted to... I think it would be nice to spend time with Princess Alphen. Okay, so here's my thought. Princess Alphen, Elliot, because Elliot is almost always in our party. Fee, because she's also pretty often in our party. And then maybe... Let's go with maybe Sarah? Yeah, I think that... I like that. I'm sure that in the future we will be spending time... basically, what I'm trying to say. Sorry, got distracted because I saw that my phone had a missed call. What I was about to say is we know that we need to do a New Game Plus for the for some secret thing in the future. I don't really know what or when it is, but there's a special scene or two, or a special sequence, basically, that you can only see in New Game Plus. So we're gonna make sure we do that. And then, through New Game Plus, we get certain benefits, and I think one that we can choose is more bonding points, so that way we can have enough to actually spend time with everyone. So we'll maybe have to see about that. Last night I received an invitation to stay here. There's still some time until we have to leave, so I think I'll spend some quality time curled up with these books instead. Sharon's coffee can't be beaten either. In fact, pulling myself away from here may prove to be a real struggle. Maybe I should join her for a while. She seems like she could use some company. Sure. Mind if I stick around a little longer? Not at all. We don't get many chances to spend time together like this, so let's make the most of it. All right. Rain could never say no to some of Sharon's coffee, and in fact asked her to make another pot for them. With that, he and Princess Alphen spent some time perusing the countless books gathered in the library. This coffee really has a nice aroma to it. Doesn't it? Sitting back and enjoying a cup of Sharon's coffee, engrossed in a book, I think I've found the very definition of bliss. Well, I can see where you're coming from. It never ceases to amaze me how many books there are in here, or even the variety of topics and genres represented. I guess Gwyn has always had a pretty broad range of interests, though, so it makes sense that his library would be as diverse. Indeed, but that only makes it more difficult to decide which volume to read next. Although I must admit, I was a little disappointed to find one particular genre unrepresented here. Oh? Which one? The titillating tales loved by fair ladies all across the Empire. Stories about the lives and loves of handsome gentlemen. Books that warm the hearts of all who thrill to their prose. Okay. Oh, those books. I remember you saying those were pretty popular at St. Estrella too, right? The Courageous was lacking in that genre too, until Dorothy came and seeded it with some volumes from her own collection. So, does Elise, have any interest in those kinds of books? It's so much more magical to just leave the truth of things to your imagination. Stop teasing us. We're talking about a realm created by and for pure-hearted maidens, after all. It's not a place where gentlemen should tread lightly. Fair enough. I'm curious, but not that curious. Try to at least regulate your corrupting influence, though. That'd be great. If that truly was your wish, if that's truly what you wish, I suppose I ought to respect your wishes. But teasing her is my most cherished pastime, so I'd really prefer to keep at it. I wonder if she realizes her struggles are mainly just for entertainment. Still, teasing or not, I'm glad Elise has at least one close friend she can depend on. Oh, and speaking of entertaining pastimes, I actually learned a delightful little card game called Blade from Sharon yesterday. I'm sorry, can I play Blade against the princess? Perhaps we could play a few rounds together. That sounds fun. I accept your challenge. Do we actually get to play? Rain got the cards and began what seemed like it would be a few quick, friendly games of Blade. As they played, things unexpectedly ended up getting fairly heated, with each of them determined to come out on top while holding nothing back. In the end, the time they spent playing together was as enjoyable as the time they had spent reading. I want to actually play Blade against the princess. This really is quite an amusing little game. It's nice that even an inexperienced player like me doesn't start at too great of a disadvantage. Yeah, the updated version has a lot more strategy to it though. But you know, I have a lot of fond memories of this version of the game. I almost can't help but like it. In fact, Crow was the one who gave me my very first deck of Blade cards. Oh, really? It was sad to see the two of you fighting each other, especially after all you've been through together. What is it that forced the two of you to fight like this? Well, ultimately, I think it's a battle of wills, and both of us are too stubborn to just give up and walk away. What do you mean? Rain told Princess Alphen about everything that had happened between him and Crow. As he went on dredging up those memories from what seemed like a lifetime ago, he went through a whole spectrum of emotions. Yet through it all, she had quietly and considerately listened until he finished telling her all that there was to tell. Alright. You could think of it as a high-stakes game of Blade. Crow on one side, and me on the other. Neither of us are willing to compromise on the things that make us who we are. Our beliefs, our pasts, our friends. And without compromise, all that's left to us is to meet each other head-on and see who comes out on top. I just hope that while we're doing that, we'll discover where life will lead us and what to do with ourselves after this is over. I see. Boys will be boys, I suppose. But hearing you describe it, I almost envy Crow's position. Huh? Why is that? Oh. I just meant Elise would probably think that if she were here now. Envying Crow, I mean. After all, it's almost like fate is pushing you and Crow together. It fills my imagination with thoughts. Just a word to the wise. Guys aren't too hot about being paired together with their male friends when they don't lean that way. Well, like it or not, I consider myself someone fully invested in this little battle of wills now. So I intend to stay with you and see how it all pans out. You're more than welcome to come along for the ride, Your Highness, wherever it may take us. All right. Well, this episode's probably going to be a bit of a longer one, because I think I would like to just get all of the Madoodads done. I would like to see all of the scenes that we're planning to view. Jackass is doing some maintenance on my orbital gun for me. With a name like that, I wasn't sure what to expect when Elisa introduced me to him, but he seems like he really knows his stuff. I just wish he had a bit more of a refined dandy-ish aura about him, sort of like Gwyn, and then he'd be more my type. The inside of your head must be a terrifying place to live. You have no idea, Rain. All kidding aside, though, you should take this chance to make sure all your gear is in good shape. There's no telling when you'll need to put it through some hard use, and it always pays to be prepared. Maybe I should take this chance to have a look around here, too. Say, would you mind if I hung around here with you until your maintenance is finished up? Now that I look around, there seems to be a lot of things here worth checking out. You can if you want, but I think what you really need is something else. What do you mean by that? Get your sword ready. As soon as he's finished with my gun, there's somewhere I want to take you. Okay, we're sparring with Sarah again. Great. As it turned out, that somewhere ended up being the Nortia Highway. So what's this about? Alrighty. I don't think anyone's gonna come barging in and disturbing us all the way out here. Yeah, I doubt it, but why did you bring me here in the first place? You told me not to forget my sword, so I'm guessing it's not a date. Pshaw. You've never been on a Sarah date. Anyway, I hope you're ready to get all hot and heavy with me, as we pour ourselves into no-holds-barred combat training. Are you kidding me? And this time, I'm not going to hold anything back, so you'd better be ready. I want you to fight me like your life depends on it. Because you can leave this little excursion one of two ways. Walking with your head held high, or on a stretcher. Ugh. I don't know what brought this on, but I can see this isn't one of your usual gags. In that case, I accept your challenge. You'll get only my best today. Alright, so began their intense battle. True to her word, Sarah came at Roer with all the fury of a raging storm. Despite bringing the best of his skill to bear, he was just barely able to withstand her assaults. Ugh, how are you so strong? So this is what it's like when you're not pulling your punches, huh? Damn straight. The world's not a nice place. It's not a fair place. But I've fought tooth and nail for my place in it anyway. The world takes from you too. I've almost lost count of how many irreplaceable things it's taken from me. So many friends, allies. I don't even have a homeland to call my own now. Instructor? But I did whatever I had to do to keep on living no matter what. And I stand before you now as the sum of all those ugly, painful experiences. Life will knock you down over and over again, but if you rise just one more time, that makes you the victor. That's something I've kept on believing, and seeing you students give it your all has only strengthened that belief. That's why I've decided that everything life has taught me in the School of Hard Knocks, I'm gonna teach you. Not through words or lessons or fancy platitudes, but through battle. Okay. I'm ready to learn. You might have gotten the better of me before, but I'm ready for round 2 anytime. Attaboy. Let's not waste time chit-chatting then. You ready? They resumed their battle and the intense training continued. Roer focused everything on the fight, fending off Instructor Sarah's onslaught as best he could. And after a long, difficult fight... Okay. Looks like neither of us has the energy to go another round. I guess we'll have to call this one a draw, but at the very least, I'd say we got in some good training. Well fought, Roer. It's kind of scary how strong you are, though. It was all I could do to keep you at bay. I didn't even get a proper hit on you in the end. You could have, though. All you would have had to do is fire up that power of yours. And you should have, since, you know, I specifically told you to fight like your life depended on it. But just messing with you. That consideration you always show for others is part of what makes you strong. I know you're still beating yourself up over what happened yesterday, but that's totally understandable. But at the end of the day, you've got to get past it and move on. No one can do that for you. But you will, though. I have no doubt about that. So, just keep your chin up and gaze forward, I guess. And your gaze forward, I guess. Blah, 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 blah. Thanks, instructor. I'll try at least. A lot of people are counting on me, and I don't want to let them down. Alright. Cool, cool. The two stayed and rested for a while to get their strength back. And once they felt better, they walked together back to Roer. Okay. So let's just walk over to where Elliot is. It was right here. I can't stop thinking about our field study here from earlier in the year. Sure, it was tough, but it was fun. And V was still alive. Yeah, even if we did think he died back at the mine, I'm guessing news of V's actual death has probably reached Crow by now. I wonder how he's taking it. Sorry, it was probably super insensitive for me to bring him up. Just try to cheer up, okay? Elliot's definitely worried about me. Maybe we should hang out for a while. I just got a great idea for something we can do together. Come with me, Reen. What's going on now? You'll find out soon enough. Let's go. Okay. Elliot dragged Reen into the Rhineford building, and after he borrowed a few things, Elliot dragged him right back out again. This sort of looks like the same kind of orbital guitar I used back at the festival. That's because it is. Both that and the keyboard were made by the Rhineford company. They're display models, but they said we could use them since playing them right out here would make for good advertising. Should be all tuned up now. I've already got permission too, so shall we get started? Get started? Wait, you don't mean... I sure do. Let's play some music. Just you and me. Put it on a concert in the middle of the street. Okay. Despite the sudden start, the two played with gusto. Their focus entirely on both their instruments and the performance. A surprising number of Roer's residents had stopped to listen and clap for them too. All in all, it was a success. Phew, that was something. Impressive work, Reen. We were out of sync in a few spots, and we missed a note or two here or there, but it was fun, wasn't it? It was for me, at least. Yeah, it was fun. Just goes to show that music doesn't stop giving strength to the listeners. The performers get some too, I guess. I was every bit as happy there as I was when we performed at the festival. I'm a little biased, but I'd say playing yourself is even more fun than listening, to be honest. That's probably one of the reasons I just can't seem to give music up. Thanks for inviting me to join you, Elliot. This definitely helps cheer me up. You're very welcome. We'll have to do this again sometime if we can, with some time to practice, hopefully. Not just us either, the whole class, just like back at the festival. That sounds great. I hope we get another chance to do something like that. Sure. Okay, I think we just need to spend some time with Fee, and then we will end the episode. Their street concert complete, Reen and Elliot went back to Rhineford HQ to return their instruments with smiles of elation on their faces. Alright. Very cool. Alright, Fee was over here chilling outside the airship. Right? Oh, over on the other one. Oh. Fair enough. I'm stuck. Hi. Heading back to the ship, Reen? Nah, not yet. I'm just wandering. I'm trying to figure out what to do. If I really can't think of anything, I'll probably go check in on Valimar and then laze around inside. I'm exhausted after everything that went down yesterday. And me too. It's hard to get what happened to V out of my head. He might have been our enemy, but he gave his condolences for our boss's death back at the mine, so it's hard to hate him. He did, didn't he? I almost forgot. I guess it makes sense that I'm not the only one who feels down after all that. It might do me some good to spend some time with Fee since we're both here. Sure. Hey, mind if I hang out with you for a bit? I mean, if you think I'll be in the way, just tell me and I'll get going. Of course you won't. Stay here for as long as you like. Thanks, Fee. Blah, 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 blah. Cat? Cat! Such a tiny cat. Huh? What's a kitten doing here? Meow. He doesn't look too happy. Maybe he's been separated from his mother? He's not wearing a collar, so I'm guessing he's a stray. I mean, don't worry. We've got some time before we need to head back. Let's see if we can reunite him with his mother, shall we? Meow. Kitten in hand, Rain and Fee started walking around the city, trying to find where the kitten's mother could be. Yeah, that's fair. I had a feeling we were gonna ask Celine. The kitten being a stray, they assumed that finding his mother wasn't going to be an easy task, and they were completely right. Rain and Fee asked everyone they could, even Celine, and searched for the missing mother cat with every fiber of their being. In the end... Over there! Meow. That's not a sound that I would assume a cat made. Looks like we found our mother. Yep. Even without knowing what they're saying, it's obvious that they're family. Meow meow. Meow. I'm just glad we were able to reunite these two. Me too. His mother must have been looking for him all this time. Nice to know his family didn't abandon him after all. Fee? Carrying him around reminded me of something that happened the day the boss died. Just before he fell in battle, too. What happened? We wanted to watch the battle between him and the Red Constellation's leader, so we'd set up camp nearby. All of a sudden, a Jaeger wandered into our camp. A girl about my age. Another Jaeger that young? Maybe a year older than me. I don't know. She'd come from the Red Constellation's camp on the other side of the battlefield. All because she was chasing a stray cat. Now hold on, she wandered into an enemy camp just before a battle? That seems like an incredibly bad idea. What happened? Oh, we didn't attack her or anything. They weren't exactly in the mood to start anything with us at that point either. So the two of us just talked while she played with the cat. Wow, I can hardly imagine having a casual conversation with an enemy just before your leaders fight to the death. It's also kind of depressing to think that there are other Jaegers your age out there too. I guess we're not exactly rare, but she was really strong. Strong enough to lead a whole battalion in their corps. It was like she lived to be out on the battlefield and killing. Loved fighting as much as anyone I've ever seen. She was more man-eating tiger than girl. Sounds like the two of you are total opposites. People tend to paint all Jaegers with the same brush, but the more I talk to you, the more I realize how different they all are. I wonder what she's doing now. I bet she's okay, though. She was strong. Strong enough that she'd be fine even if her family left her behind. That's another way we're different. Unlike her, as soon as my family left me, I became a weak little girl who couldn't do anything for herself. There's more to strength than just proficiency in battle, you know. And even if there weren't, you've become a much better fighter since you joined Class 7. I've definitely seen big improvements since our first battle as a class. Maybe you're right. If I am, though, it's because all of you have been there to support me. There's no question about that. Hey, we were able to help each other improve and get stronger, both on the battlefield and off. You've helped every one of us. But we've all still got room to grow. And at this rate, we're going to need to do as much growing as we can. Yeah? Well, you've got a point. But together, we'll get strong enough to get through all of this. I know we will. Alright. Very cool. Their conversation at an end, they watch the two cats scurry off into the distance. Level 5! Rush 2. Very cool. Okay, well, as far as I'm aware, that is the last thing to do. Yeah, okay. I had a feeling. I just wanted to check on that though, because there are some of the blue like overdrive boxes that we have not done yet, but we don't have the ability to do that just yet. I assume in the next part we'll, have kind of free reign to go wherever, whenever we want again. And as such, that will be one of the things that we're doing, going around getting those. But for now, I believe that is the end of the episode. Next time, we'll be going to check on Valimar, I guess. So that is it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know down in the comments below and maybe leave a like. And if you want to catch the next episode as it comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe. But for now, that's it, so see ya!